Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be an in-depth foundation slash face routine. I get a lot of questions about this on my Instagram and on my Facebook pages about how I get my foundation to look so smooth and natural. So I'm going to go ahead and do an in-depth tutorial of how I make it look like that, the products that I use, the skincare that I use to prep my face with, and my setting spray, all that good stuff. I'm going to let you guys know everything that I do. Hopefully that'll help you out. And yeah, so let's just get started. If you are a subscriber of mine, thank you for coming back and watching me. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you are new, thank you for choosing this video to watch, and I also hope you enjoy. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and interact with me, and follow me on Instagram, all that good stuff. That's enough self-promo. Let's just go ahead and get started. Okay, so to start off, my skin is oily, but it's not acne prone. I'd say it's oily combination, a little bit more on the oily side. Like you can tell right now, it's pretty oily. Another thing that I struggle with is redness. I have a lot of redness on my cheeks. I always have. It's never gonna go away. It's just kind of part of who I am at this point in time, and that's fine. I don't care. It's not something that bothers me. I just don't really think too much about it. So I'm gonna show you guys the skincare products that I use to prep my skin for makeup after I wash my face. The first product that I use right after washing my face is the Kiehl's Rare Earth Pore Refining Tonic. So I really like this right here. You have to shake it up before you use it, and it mixes all the ingredients together. It has Amazonian white clay in it that mattifies skin and minimizes pores, and it actually does do that. I do see a difference in my skin on the days where I use this and the days where I don't. I always use this when I'm gonna wear makeup. Always, always, always. There are some days where I'm not gonna wear makeup, so I don't really use it, but this makes a huge difference with combating some of that oil that I have. So if you have oily skin, I would definitely recommend this. You can get it, I think, you can now get it at Ulta now that it's in Ulta. So I think you can get it in department stores too, but Ulta for sure. After I use that toner, I go in with the Kiehl's Ultra Facial Cream. This is not sponsored or promoted by Kiehl's. I just really love their products because they're pretty affordable for the amount of products that you get, and the ingredients are really good for your skin. I have extremely sensitive skin. It's always been hard for me to find brands that don't kind of make the redness worse than what it is, and Kiehl's is just a great brand for people who have skin like mine. So back to the moisturizer. The Kiehl's Ultra Facial Cream, I really like this because it doesn't leave your skin greasy, but it does moisturize it, so it's perfect for before makeup. And then the eye cream that I use is also by Kiehl's. So this is the Kiehl's Creamy Eye Treatment with Avocado. I really, really, really like this stuff. This is the only eye cream that I have ever repurchased more than 3 times. I could not live without this. It brightens my eyes, it makes them look more plump. I don't really struggle with like circles under my eyes, but sometimes they do just look tired, and this wakes them up. I use this morning and night. I like the way it makes my underneath my eyes feel, especially before makeup. It just feels very moisturizing. So those are the skincare products that I always use no matter what, and I feel like it really helps keep my makeup on my face and looking fresh all day. I will say, if you do not have a good skincare routine, your foundation and your face will just never look as good as it can. Skincare is the key to having a good foundation routine and making sure you're happy with your makeup. It doesn't look cakey and all that type of stuff. Another thing that I really recommend is exfoliating your face too. Even if you have oily skin, it's not just for people with drier combination skin. Exfoliating your face to get rid of that dirt and everything that gets sucked into your pores that breaks your skin out when it's oily. You need to get rid of that. That's another thing that's going to help make your foundation look the best that it can. The exfoliator that I'm currently using is the Dermalogica Micro Exfoliant. I don't have it with me right now to show you guys what it looks like, but you can get that at Ulta, and that has worked really well for me so far. I kind of struggle finding exfoliators that continuously work. Like, it'll work for me and then I repurchase it, and then the second time, like the second tube that I have doesn't seem to work as well as the first one. So I'm constantly switching. So I bought the travel size in the Dermalogica, and I think I am gonna purchase the larger one because it has been working out really well for me. But exfoliating is another crucial step to a good, solid makeup routine. Okay, so now is the fun part. I'm gonna show you guys what I actually do and explain how I do it. So what I'm gonna start off with is the Farsali Unicorn Essence priming drops. If you guys have an Instagram account, you have seen this product, I'm sure. It's a little pink bottle. I use this as the very first thing. It just kind of helps make my face feel a little bit tacky, not too much like that Nivea shave balm that everybody used to use does, but this makes it feel a little bit tacky, which is always good for when you're putting foundation on. You want it to feel like your foundation's not gonna slip right off. So I just put a little bit into my hand and I just kind of pat that on my face. After that, I'm going to use my Tatcha Silk Canvas Primer. I really love and recommend this stuff. Yes, it is expensive, but it's so worth it. I bought it in August. I'm not even close to hitting pan on it. And if you have large pores, this is a lifesaver. Like, this is the key to what has made my foundation look so good these past few months. I always used to think it looked pretty good until I started using this and I was like, wow. Since this is a pore refining primer, I only put this in the areas where I have large pores. So that's gonna be on my chin, on my nose, on my forehead, and right here, like on my cheeks, just right there. I don't use this all over my face because it's pointless. Like, you're not gonna have large pores back here or like up here or anything, so it would be a waste. So since it is expensive, just use it sparingly, but it really does last a long time. Like, I think this is probably gonna last me a whole year, and I wear makeup 3 or 4 times a week. So after that, you're gonna go in with your foundation. The foundation that I'm using right now is the NARS Natural Radiant Longwear foundation. I've only used this a couple of times so far, but I really do like it, and I like the way that it wears on my skin, and it also gives me a dewy look without feeling like my makeup is just like falling off of my face. It's very long lasting, so I do like that. And the color actually matches me really well, which is kind of hard to find because I'm so pale. You're not gonna use a lot. Like, you're just gonna put 4 to 5 pumps on the back of your hand, on your brush, whatever it is that you like to do. And then I'm gonna dot that on my face, and I'm just gonna kind of go in sections. You'll see what I mean. I'm taking my Real Techniques beauty sponge. Really, any type of sponge that you like will work. I really like these because they are cheap and they don't absorb all of your product. I also like using these better than brushes because I feel like it looks a little more natural. There are some foundations where a brush looks better, but for these types of foundations, like the NARS, the L'Oreal Infallible, Maybelline Fit Me, Dior Forever, those types of really like liquidy foundations look better with this. Creamier foundations are gonna look better with a brush. So like the IT Cosmetics CC Plus cream, that's gonna look better with a brush. So you're just gonna take this, dab it on your face. And this foundation's buildable too. So if you're not pleased with how it looks, once you do the first application, you can build it up. And so what I'm doing is pressing into my skin. I'm not dragging and I'm not pressing hard. I'm just pressing softly. Kind of looks hard on camera, but I'm pressing softly into my skin. And I'm also gonna get back here towards my ear. Try not to get my earring. And I'm not making a point to go all the way up to my eye because we're gonna do that with concealer, and you don't wanna build up a bunch of product right there under your eye. So just kind of hold off on going all the way up until you're doing your concealer. Another tip is to always do your foundation before your concealer. You never know how many of your blemishes your foundation is gonna cover up. So if you do concealer first and then you put on a whole face of foundation, it can start to look cakey very fast because you might not have needed to put concealer in some areas that you would initially without foundation on. Always make sure you pull it down your neck. Even if the foundation matches you really well, just go ahead and pull the excess down your neck just to be sure you don't have a line. Sometimes foundations can oxidize a little bit and your face will look a little bit different than your neck, and you don't want that. So after that, I'm going to go in with my Too Faced Born This Way concealer. I really like this concealer right here because it's not as drying as the Shape Tape and it still is full coverage. It's also got more product in it than the Shape Tape does, and I think they're now the same price. So I do go for this one more often, but I still love my Shape Tape, don't get me wrong. So with this, I'm just going to put the majority of it in these areas right here. I'm not gonna do a full triangle underneath my eyes, because when we blend this out, it'll blend out towards your outer corner of your eye. So one, you're not wasting as much product, but two, you don't end up with a white triangle underneath your eye, which can happen easily if you put too much. And then I'm also gonna bring that up onto my eyelid if I haven't done eyeshadow first, and blend that into the concealer underneath my eyebrows. So then I'm also going to put a little bit on the high points of my face. So the tip of my nose, a little bit on my forehead, Cupid's bow, and chin. I kind of put a lot of concealer on my chin because that's where pores will come through the most if they do come through. Like if I'm working a long work day, or if I'm gonna be gone all day long somewhere, I always put a lot of concealer on my chin because that's what holds up the best to me. So once all that is complete, I'm gonna go in with my Too Faced Born This Way setting powder on my beauty sponge and just set underneath my eyes and everywhere that I put that concealer. So I'm not baking, I'm just pressing light amounts of powder into those areas where there's concealer. If you like to bake, you know, you can do the same thing during this part. I always make sure that I set under my eyes first as opposed to the rest of my face, because that's where it will crease the fastest if you don't. And I'm still using a damp sponge just because I feel like it sets better and it doesn't look as powdery. So if I ever have any extra powder left in my cap that I put the powder, just kind of go around the parameters of my face and just set it. Nothing too intense, just don't want to waste product and don't want my makeup to move when I go in with the rest of my face makeup. So once all that has set in, and yes, I did put some Carmex on my lips, I'm going to take my NARS palette right here and a Benefit Hoola bronzing brush and take the NARS Laguna bronzer and just bronze my face. So when you do bronzer, you want to push it up instead of dragging it down, and you don't want to tap super hard because you don't want to disturb the foundation. And you also want to go in a 3 shape. So by a 3, I mean you start here, you come around, and you come down. I don't start at my forehead. I normally start on my cheeks and then bronze my forehead second, and then I'll do my jawline last. But I want the heaviest amount of product to go on my cheeks, but you want to do this so that your face looks even. If you just have bronzer on your cheeks, then your face is going to look very uneven, and you need to have some sort of contour or shadow created on another part of your face. So that's why you do the 3 motion. When I bronze my forehead, I always push it into my hairline so that you don't end up with like this white circle surrounding the top of your head. That's super, super awkward when that happens. I don't do it any precise way on my neck. I kind of just, you know, bronze wherever. Just blend it in. Sometimes if I'm doing a full glam, I'll be more precise with it, but the whole point of this is to create a shadow. And lastly, you want to put a little bit of bronzer on your nose. You can contour your nose if you want to. To me, that's just a little too much for everyday makeup. But you know, if you want to do that, go right ahead. I do not judge anybody on how they decide to do their makeup. But I just bronze just the sides, just add a little bit of color. After that, take your favorite blush with a Sigma large angled contour F40 brush and pick up a little bit of product on your brush and then lightly dust it on. Do not press hard because that's how you end up with a circle of blush on your face. I have done that before and it's really difficult to fix in the moment. You kind of just have to let it go and be on its own. So I love blush. I know a lot of people don't really like it that much, but I feel like it adds a lot to a makeup look, and I don't know. I just really like blush. I always have. And when I do my blush, I blend it in with my contour or my bronzer, whatever. I blend it in so that there's not a streak of blush and a streak of contour like it should. Look seamless. And the blush that I'm using is just a combination of blushes in the Tarte Blush Bazaar. I got this like a year and a half ago during Christmas or something like that. And I put a lot of blush on just because it disappears into my face. So it kind of looks a little bit crazy right now, but by the end of the video, you'll see what I mean. It'll be pretty much gone by then. Next, I'm going to do highlighter. Same thing, gonna use the Tarte Blush Bazaar, and I'm gonna use their shade Worthy with a Tarte Holiday brush. It's just a dome-shaped brush, and deposit this onto my face. I do highlighter a couple of different times during my makeup routine. You'll see what I mean in a second, but I always start with a base. So this would be the base, and I like a lot of highlighters, so this is why I do it like that. But then I'll set my face with a setting spray, and I'll go back in and do highlighter again. I'm also gonna go ahead and put some in the inner corner of my eye and on the brow bone. With the brow bone, you want the most amount of product to be right here at the arch, and then you can drag it out to the front and to the end, but you want the first place your brush to touch is to be this arch right here. Okay, so when all that is done, I always take a Sigma Duo Fiber brush. This is the F50, and I just kind of blend it all together, make sure nothing looks too crazy. This is when I just check on all my makeup and make sure it looks the way that I like for it to look, because I'm about to set it with some MAC Fix Plus. My light just totally died out on me, and I don't have another one charged, so I'm just gonna finish this video with my vanity light, so it might look a little bit weird. But anyway, I'm gonna go on with the MAC Fix Plus light and spray my face. And so I like to keep my eyes closed just for a little bit while I do this, especially if I have eyeshadow on, because I don't want the wetness to create any lines in the shadow. It will do that, trust me, I have learned the hard way. Once that's dried down a little bit, I like to take my sponge again, and I'm just gonna press this into my skin. Not hard, and you're not gonna rub because it will mess up your makeup if you rub. You just wanna press. So while that's still a little bit wet, you're gonna go back with the highlighter you were using, same brush, and go over those same spots. And this is really, really, really going to enhance it. All right, guys, so I just finished this look off with a little bit of the Clinique High Impact Mascara and the Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb in the shade Fussy. So this is pretty much how I do my makeup every single day. Not the eyes and the lips, but just the foundation and the face routine. Nothing really changes except a few products might change. Always use the same brushes, always do it the same way, like always the same technique. So I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video and that you have a great day or night wherever you are. If you have any questions about anything or need me to explain anything a little bit more, please just put a comment down in the comment section or just say hello, whatever you want to do. And I will see you guys in the next one. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye.